everybody, here's a quick video to help you out with one of your Khan Academy assignments because the language that's used is a little bit different than what we normally used in class. There's no new content, but if the vocabulary is different, it seems like there might be something new. So one of the phrases that Khan Academy uses is this one: if a parabola has an x-axis reflection. So if you look at this example, y equals -2 times x plus 1 quantity squared plus 3, we know from class the fact that this number at the front is negative means that the parabola opens down instead of up. So graphically, what that means is the basic parent function parabola points upwards like this, but if the number in front is negative, then the parabola opens down. Well, if you look at this little picture that I've sketched to the left, that's a mirror image over the x-axis, and that's called an x-axis reflection. So in class, I think we normally use the word opens downward. Khan Academy is going to call that an x-axis reflection. And then the second word that's a little bit new is scaled vertically. So this example starts with a -2. If you just focus on the 2, we know how to deal with that. The parent function, starting at the vertex, you go over 1 up 1, over 2 up 4, over 3 up 9, because 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. Well, what this number in the front does, the 2, it scales all of those y values. So instead of going up by 1, you multiply by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 times 2 is 18. And I wrote the word down because that's what the negative does. But just the number 2 itself scales this y value from 1 to 2, 4 to 8, and 9 to 18. So scaled vertically, that may or may not be a word that we use very often in class, but that's what it is. I know we did this quite a lot, and that's the easiest way to graph parabolas, but a short phrase to describe that is scaled vertically. So you can put this together to graph the parabola, which we did quite a lot in class, or what you'll see on Khan Academy is going backwards. So for example, let's just make one up. Let's say we want to write an equation that has an x-axis reflection. Let's say that it's scaled vertically by 1/2, and let's say that the vertex is at -3, -4. So you can put this all together and you can write the equation of this parabola really quick. There's actually no work to do. There's no work to show. It's just a little language problem and more or less fill in the blank. So let's see. We know, here, let me make my pen smaller, that's kind of big. So we know that since this is a parabola, it's going to be y equals, and if it's in vertex form, we might have a number and then x squared. So the easiest part of this fill-in-the-blank process to deal with first is to deal with the vertex. Since the x value is at -3, we do +3, that's x minus -3, or you can just remember that you always change the sign for the x value, however you prefer. There's a -4 at the end, so that goes there. We're scaled vertically by a factor of 1/2, so I'm going to put a 1/2 right there. And then lastly, because there is an x-axis reflection, I would make this negative. If there wasn't an x-axis reflection, I would keep that positive. So anyway, what we focused on in class back when we were covering this, I want to say in February, was converting to vertex form algebraically, and then graphing parabolas. All this is going backwards, but the language is a little bit different, so that could be confusing. Anyway, email me if you need any help, and I'll see you next time.